Negan has always been one of the most complicated and unpredictable characters in the Walking Dead universe, and in Dead City Season 2, Episode 5, he once again proves why he's not someone you can ever underestimate. In a shocking moment, Negan kills the Dama's pet rat, an action that might seem small at first but turns out to be the first major move in a much bigger and cleverer plan. What looked like a cruel or pointless act was actually a huge power play. This simple but smart move helps Negan turn the two big villains, the Croat and the Dama, against each other. It's a clear reminder that Negan may not be the same villain we met years ago, but he's still a master manipulator who knows exactly how to break down his enemies without always using brute force. For most of the season, Negan has been walking a fine line between survival and morality. Even though there have been hints that he might slip back into his old violent ways, he's been trying hard to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. He spared people, saved Herschel, and avoided killing just for the sake of it. However, the events of Episode 5, titled, "The Bird Always Knows," finally push him to take a more aggressive path. After seeing the Croat and the Dama's actions lead to the death of Christos' group, including innocent women and children, Negan realizes he can't sit back anymore. If he wants to bring peace to Manhattan, he needs to play the game, on his terms. So how does killing a rat fit into this larger plan? It all starts with the way Negan carefully manipulates the Croat. Throughout the season, he plants small but powerful seeds of doubt in the Croat's mind, especially regarding how the Dama treats him. Negan points out how the Dama seems to value her pet rat more than her supposed partner. By doing this, he starts to crack the foundation of trust between the two Barazi leaders. And once that bond starts to break, it doesn't take much to push them over the edge. Negan uses the rat as a symbol. By killing it and making it look like the Croat did it, he sends a silent but loud message. He wants the Dama to think her own ally is turning on her. And it works. The Dama immediately assumes the Croat killed her beloved rat out of spite. Their already fragile relationship crumbles even more, and what follows is total chaos. The Croat tries to apologize for an earlier argument, but it's too late. The Dama doesn't accept it, and things escalate fast. A fight breaks out, the room catches fire, and in a twist that even surprises Negan, the Croat leaves the Dama behind to burn under a pile of debris. Negan may not have expected the Dama to die so quickly, but everything played out almost exactly as he hoped. He didn't need to use brute strength or lead an army, he simply used his brain. By making the Croat feel underappreciated and reminding him of how little the Dama values him, Negan pulled the strings from behind the scenes. The dead rat on the floor wasn't just a bloody mess, it was a warning, a challenge, and a trap all rolled into one. Even if things had gone differently, and the Dama didn't die in that fire, her trust in the Croat was already shattered. Negan had already succeeded in dividing them. And he did it without getting caught, which is crucial. If the Dama or the Croat had realized what he was doing, he'd be dead. But instead, he played them both like chess pieces. Now that the Dama is gone, the Croat might feel like he's in control, but Negan isn't done yet. This brings us to what's coming next. While the Dama seemed to be the main villain of the season, her death changes the game entirely. The Croat is now the top figure in the Barazi, but that doesn't mean he's safe. In fact, he might be in even more danger. Negan has a personal score to settle with the Croat, and he's not going to let that go. The Croat is responsible for many terrible things, like putting Annie and Joshua in harm's way and killing Christos without a second thought. He's also shown that he has no problem hurting children if it serves his goals. That alone makes him a clear target for Negan. Negan may have started out as a villain himself, but his recent actions show that he's trying to change. He's no longer someone who enjoys chaos and control for its own sake. Now, he wants to make a real difference, and that means eliminating threats like the Croat. Even if he gets the chance to escape Manhattan and reunite with his family, he probably won't leave until the Croat is taken out for good. There's too much unfinished business between them, and Negan won't risk the safety of others by letting the Croat continue to lead. The bigger picture here is that the balance of power in Dead City is shifting. With the Dama gone, the Barazi are weaker and more divided than ever. And even though the Croat might step up as the new leader, his relationship with Negan, based on blind loyalty, makes him vulnerable. Negan can easily keep playing him, pretending to be an ally while slowly destroying the group from the inside. It's the classic Negan approach: use charm, mind games, and strategy instead of just swinging a bat. At the same time, other forces are falling apart. Narvaez and his new Babylon troops were also wiped out, leaving another powerful faction in ruins. Bruegel, another major player, shows up in Central Park and captures Maggie and her group, so the conflict is far from over. But with everything crumbling around them, Negan and Maggie might finally have the chance to end this war once and for all. And speaking of Maggie, her story and her bond with Herschel might face some problems moving forward. Herschel had started to respect the Dama, and her sudden death could complicate his feelings toward Negan. Will he understand why it had to happen? Or will he turn against Negan for killing someone he admired? That's a question the final episodes of Season 2 will likely answer. As of now, The Walking Dead, Dead City hasn't been renewed for a third season, which means these last few episodes could wrap up everything. If that's the case, we'll probably see a full-blown conclusion where the Croat falls, the Barazi are dismantled, and Manhattan is finally freed from chaos. Negan may not be a traditional hero, but he might be the only one capable of pulling off such a big mission with no army and just his brain. Looking at the episode titles for the rest of the season, it seems we're heading towards some major showdowns. With episode 6 coming on June 8th, titled Bridge Partners Are Hard to Come By These Days, and 2 more intense-sounding titles after that, the stakes will only rise. One way or another, Negan is going to finish what he started, and if his plan continues to work, the Barazi will be history by the time the final credits roll. In the end, Negan killing the rat wasn't just about a rodent. It was a symbol, a move in a mental war, and a bold first step in tearing apart a dangerous empire from the inside. The Dama's death was the first major result of that strategy, and the Croat's downfall is sure to follow. Whether or not Negan walks away from Manhattan a free man or falls in the final fight, there's no doubt that The Walking Dead, Dead City just gave us one of the most brilliantly calculated power plays in the franchise's history.